Hello guys, this is Cam. Welcome back to another episode. Today we're gonna make some fermented fruit juice for your orchids. Now I have here pretty much overspent kumquat here. Um, it kind of looks moldy and all, but it's okay because any fruit that in this condition and you want to throw it away, you can actually use it towards your advantage. Make some fermented fruit juice out of it to fertilize your plants. Kumquat has a lot of nutrients that your orchid could actually be benefit from. And so today we're going to go over the process of making them. Okay, what I have here is a scale. It's already been zeroed out. So hopefully you guys can see. Okay, it's been zeroed out. You want to weight the kumquat, how much is actually weight. Okay, the reason for that is you want to add the same amount of sugar, 1-to-1 ratio. So one pound of kumquat will be equal to 1 pound of sugar. If you guys don't want to breathe in the mold, wear a mask. Okay, but I'm okay with it. I'm comfortable with it. Not a big thing. If you don't want to, use the moldy kumquat, it's okay too. You don't have to. Okay, but I'm just gonna use what I have. I'm not gonna waste any materials. This is around 6 pounds, so which means I need about 6 pounds of sugar. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and pour this out, and I'm gonna get roughly around 6 pounds of sugar. So what I have here is brown sugar, and you want to use brown sugar, no molasses, no white sugar. You want to use brown sugar. The reason for that is brown sugar has a property where it actually can extract all the moistures, all the nutrients from the fruit itself. So I need about 6 pounds of sugar. Okay, so that looks around 6 pounds of sugar. And that's exactly what you need, okay? So the next step, let me put this away before we start the next step. The next step you want to do is you want to cut the kumquat open. Okay, let me put the sugar down a little here, and we'll go from there. I have here a container. Okay, you want a wide mouth container. It doesn't have to be glass, but I use glass container because I want to show you guys how the final product looks like. You want to cut off the kumquat a little bit so that it has some surface area where it's going to expose. Okay, just like that. You just want to break it up. I won't bore you for this, so I'll skip this process. I just want to show you how I cut it a couple pieces so you know. I will skip this whole process for you so that you won't be bored. Alrighty, so I have finished cutting my kumquat. So now what you want to do is add the sugar in there. This is going to be messy, so if you don't want to get your hand dirty, make sure you wear gloves, okay? I do recommend gloves for those of you who want to stay clean. It's going to be messy, it's going to be sticky. You want to go ahead and massage down the kumquat. You want to mix it evenly. You want the sugar to coat it on all the kumquat. You can do it any fruit that you have, whether apple, oranges, any apple, any fruit that you have that you can't finish and it turned bad. And this can be used to fertilize your orchids. This can also fertilize your houseplants. So if you have houseplants besides orchid, you can also fertilize that too. You can also use it. This is the reason why I don't buy fertilizers anymore, and I don't have to worry about fertilizer because I can just make my own. You want to mix all the sugars in. Remember I told you have to use brown sugar? Because brown sugar has something called osmotic pressure. Okay? It can actually extract all the nutrients, okay, all the good stuff out of the fruit. Okay? Doesn't have to be fruit. You can also make it with plants materials. So you have some you know, plants that you want to take some material to do this process, you can do it too. Just it's gonna, instead of calling fermented fruit juice, it's just gonna call fermented plant juice, FPJ. Now there's a lot of videos online you can watch. You don't have to watch my version of it. This is how I do it. You can see it's already have moisture coming out. You want to mix it evenly, okay? So I think that should be good enough. Now I have some sugar remaining. I'm just gonna pour it on top just to coat it. Now let me go ahead and wash my hand, and I'll show you the next step. Okay, so the next step is you want to clean up all the edges because you don't want to attract ants. Okay, you are working with sugar and you don't want to have ants in your house, then you want to clean all this up. If you have vinegar, it'll work best, but if you don't, just wipe it down as best as you can. Make sure no sugar outside, and you don't want to have ants visiting your house. It's going to clean the inner one as well, just for demonstration purposes. You don't have to clean the inside because we're going to seal it up. Inside, the ants going to get in. Just the outside doesn't matter. Okay, you want to clean real good because you're working with sugar here. Okay, you don't want to have any ants. Now, what you want to do is you want to get some paper towel. Okay, you want to cover the top up. Just cover the top. Okay, the reason why you want paper towel is you want something breathable. You want to have you want to use cloth. You can use cloth. Cheesecloth is fine. You just want to prevent bugs going inside. Okay, that's the reason why. You want to leave it in here for about 2-3 days, and then you can just strain it after You leave it in for 2-3 days. Okay. Welcome back, guys. So today we are going to drain this fermented fruit juice here. I've been fermenting this for like a few days now. So today it's time to drain this and get the juice for our orchids. Okay, this is a really good fermented fertilizers for your orchids, especially if you have orchids that love a little bit acidic side. This is perfect solutions. It does provide essential nutrients for your orchids. So let's go ahead and drain this. Okay, so this is what it looks like after a few days. Okay, you don't see any mold, only sugar on top, and that's what we use for. The sugar has osmotic pressure, therefore it's gonna extract all the nutrient from the kumquat that we have here. I normally only use fruit that is about to go bad and you can't eat anymore, and I don't want to waste the fruit. So I will just go ahead and ferment them and use them for fertilizer. Most of my orchids are feed with this kind of fertilizer along with the other microbial solution that I made for my um, orchids. So I will show you how to apply these fertilizers to your orchids in the upcoming video. So today we are going to use a paying strainer. You can get at any local stores that you have. You're going to need a container or some kind of pan to collect juice. Okay. Um, Paying strainer costs like what, 50 cents or $1 per piece. I ordered them from Amazon. I got like 50 pieces for like, I don't know, 10 bucks. So I could use for a long time. And these strainers works pretty well for a lot of application that I use throughout my garden and my orchids. So let's go ahead and drain this, okay? It's gonna be a little messy. So if you want it, you can use gloves. But I'm okay with the mess, okay? I can clean my hands up afterward. But if you are the kind of person that doesn't like to have a sticky hand, which in this case is it's gonna be very sticky because all this is brown sugar along with the fruit juice. Okay, so it's very sticky. So you're gonna wear gloves, feel free to do so. I'm not going to. Okay, so first thing you want to do is mix up a little bit and kind of squeeze out the remaining juice from the top section of the kumquat here. And you want to get as much moisture out as possible so that your fertilizer is full of nutrients. All right, so I think that's enough for it. Now what you're gonna do is you're gonna drain this into here. It's gonna be a while. If you have a bigger container, it will speed up the process, but I don't have any, so this would just do. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna lift this up to let all the, unfortunately, this might be a bad idea. Okay, so it does drain. I shouldn't have poured so much in there. You can squeeze the filter a little bit so it drains a little faster. Again, it's not necessarily, but okay, let me get this thing out. It's gonna be messy here, and it's like that for all the fermented fertilizer that you're gonna be making. If you are going to make fermented fertilizer, smells really good. Smell like honey, and it should smell good because all it is kumquat. I'm gonna pour the juice that I have into a different container. I have here a vodka bottle. Sorry, I don't drink vodka that much. I have this bottle because of my other fertilizer that I made. If you guys recall the OHN, Oriental Nutrients, Oriental Herbal Nutrients. So that's what I have. It helps you use a funnel to pour it down. Now my funnel has a drain as well, so that if any big chunk of fruit get through, it will filter it for me. It takes a little while to drain because of the filters. You don't have to use it if you don't want to, but I use it so that it doesn't clog up my spray system if I'm going to use a sprayer. I know I got a lot on my table. If you're going to do this indoor, I recommend you do this next to a kitchen sink. This way it's easy to clean up. And you don't want to do it on your dining table because you don't want to get all this sticky residue on your table. Again, I do this outdoor, so the mess I could deal with it. But if you are going to do this indoor, make sure you do it in a way that you can clean up easily afterward. Now, you do not want to fill this entire thing all the way up. You want some air pocket in there. So preferably about 80 to 90% fill. That's what you need. About this is right. You're going to leave this much space here. I'm going to pour the big one into the small one. So sorry, I'm going to make a mess here on this table, but it's already a mess anyway. I'm going to pour it into this bigger jar here. You probably see why. It's easier to have a bigger container. So just going to pour straight up. Goes in there. And you want to get all that juice out here. You're going to see what I meant if you do it with a big... If you have some kitchenware that you can drain this first, all the big solid material first, you're welcome to use that before you put in a strainer. But I don't have any, so I just go straight up to strainer. It smells really good. The smell of citrus, along with the kumquat, is really good. So that gives me roughly about almost a gallon worth of juice here that I could use. Okay, so I think that's all I'm gonna use for. There's gonna be material in there. That one you can use to make vinegar, or you can go ahead and dump it to your compost pile. It works just fine. Let me go ahead and get a container. I'm gonna pour this juice into another container because I don't want to overfill this one. So be right back. All right, I'm back with another vodka container. I saved these so that I can use for my fermented plant juice. It comes handy. You can use any plastic container if you want, even a soda bottle. If you have the 2-liter one, you're welcome to use them. All right, so it is fully drained. Let me get myself cleaned up and we'll go from there. Okay, so let me clean up this a little bit here. When you store this, you want to store it in a cool, dark places, nowhere near sunlight, because sunlight will just gonna heat this up and it's gonna ferment a lot faster, a lot more, which you don't want. So you want to store this in a cool, dark places, somewhere maybe possibly under your cabinet by the kitchen sink. Okay, and you want to clean up all the surface. Anything with sugar in the surface, you want to clean it up, because if you're gonna leave this indoor, you are bound to get ants, and you don't want to have ants. Okay, so make sure you clean it all up. Now, with this material, I can pour it back in. So what you want is the remaining material. You can pour water in it, filter water, not tap water, because you don't want to have chlorine. And you can ferment this further and it will become vinegar. Now, what can you use with this vinegar? If you want to buffer your pH level for your fertilizer, you can add a little bit of this vinegar in there. This is organic vinegar, so you wouldn't worry about it. You can put about a gallon of water in there, and you can just ferment this, and it will become vinegar. And this is a gallon of water. So this is RO water that I have, reverse osmosis water that I have at home, and that's what I'm gonna do. You can also wash this stuff in there, and get more sugar out of it. The more sugar content you have, uh, the more acidic it's gonna be. And while I add it, I just clean the top off a little bit so the jar doesn't look as messy. Okay. So this is it. You can let this ferment further, about a month or 3 months. You can have vinegar. Okay. And this is a very healthy vinegar. Don't eat it though, because remember, this fruit is already rotted it and it's becoming moldy. You can only use this for your plants. Okay. Don't use it for cooking. Alrighty, guys. So about 6 pounds of fruit, 6 pounds of sugar. We end up with, this is what, 1.75 liter. Yeah, so this is 1.75 liters. If you can see it, I'm not sure you could. This is 1.75 liters bottle. So I got a bottle and a half. So it's a little over 2 liters of fermented fruit juice. And this is what you can use to fertilize your orchids. If you like this video, please give a thumbs up, hit subscribe, hit the bell notification, also share this video with your friends. The remaining solution here, like I said, you can leave it and let it ferment for about another 1 to 3 months. You will get vinegar. This is really beneficial for your orchids. You can also use this to add it to your water every time you water your orchids. Not only that it bring down the pH level, also whatever remaining nutrient in here, it's gonna be also extracted into the solutions so that your orchids can also get a light feed, a very weak kind of fertilizers for your orchid. Okay, so again, guys, thank you for coming. I will make more video to show you how I use these fertilizer, how I apply them to my orchids in the next few video. Thank you, guys. We'll see you next time.